Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip, guys. Today I got an update for you on Bitcoin. I want to talk to you guys about the next move coming for this asset class. And if you're new to this space, well, it might not be so obvious to you, but to me here, I'm sitting at and looking at these charts right now going, I've been through this before. I'm ready this time. Here we go. A bull market's coming. We got to buy the rumor, sell the news event that is possibly complete. And that's the big question for the day. Is this sell the news event that everybody was talking about that turned out to be correct about the Spot Bitcoin ETF that launched? Is this sell-off over? What is the next move for Bitcoin? I want to explore this with you guys. I got some really great stories for you today. I want to make sure to share with you guys. So if you're just tuning in, welcome guys, welcome. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Good to see everybody. Happy Monday. Some people have the day off today, others do not. I do. So celebrating the holiday and looking at some charts. Let's get into it, guys. Carlito in the chat, good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for joining. So first out of the gate, what I want to point out to you guys is look at this, the Fear and Greed Index. It is down. We are from, we flashed into extreme greed the other day. And that's because everybody thought they were a genius, right? Everybody's like, hey, Spot Bitcoin ETF's coming out. 100x long. I'm long on Bitcoin. It broke out at $49,000 and it's a breakout point. I'm long. We're going to $50,000. Now, we talked about $50,000. We said it was a possibility. I got to play both sides of the aisle, guys, because I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have the magical intellectual capability to know exactly where the short-term price of Bitcoin is going to go. That isn't possible. That's why trading is so risky, right? But, we can look at some key levels. And we said, 49, 50,000 could have been on the table. But also we had to acknowledge the fact that historically there are often buy the rumor, sell the news events. If you look back at the Bitcoin futures ETF launch, that caused that was right when the bear market begun back in the day. And so that was kind of a historical thing that I kind of had in my consideration. The question today, of course, is are we bouncing? Are we bouncing? And what I wanted to see was, we were flashed into extreme greed, then we were kind of just in greed. We're in neutral right now. So this could, again, because we're not in the green, we're not in the greed right now, there's some fear out there, and this could be a good buying opportunity. If you look at the price of Bitcoin right now, we're at 42,600. We dipped down to the lower levels of 42,000. I think we broke below 42,000 here on this dip. And we're going to take a look in depth at this Bitcoin chart in a little bit. But let's look at some altcoins and see what else is kind of being told. So over the last 7 days, we have seen a pattern of Ethereum and Ethereum-oriented tokens and competitors to Ethereum kind of rallying. People are getting hyped up about an Ethereum spot ETF, so you saw a lot of gains on those tokens over the last 7 days. If you look, Ethereum dominance is up to 18%. We saw it as low as 16% at one point, which is very, very interesting. And then there's some other things on the table that we got to keep in mind I want to share with you later on in this video. But we saw a lot of Ethereum tokens rallying as of late. Let's look at some of the biggest losers over the last week. Stacks is one of the biggest losers after big gains. Why might that be? Because Stacks is a layer 2 solution for Bitcoin. It allows the Bitcoin blockchain to be programmable. I did a video in depth for you guys last night. I hope you guys get a chance to check it out about Alex Labs and what you can actually do on that. I hope that was good enough for you guys. If not, and if you have any questions and you want to look at that more, please let me know in the comments down below. But this is retracing simply because Bitcoin had a little sell the news event with this ETF launch. Now, again, we're going to explore, so stick around, guys, in this video, whether we're getting a bounce off of, out of Bitcoin today. Apple, Agog, Exile in the chat asks, when we get rich? Well, we can talk about that too in this video. But since Bitcoin sold off, so did Stacks. And, I do think it's a good opportunity to buy the dip on Bitcoin, on stacks. Could we go lower? Yeah, and we're gonna look at both sides of the coin. But we did have a couple big losers. Cronos is also one of the top losers over the last 7 days for all you Cronos holders out there. I'm a big bull on Cronos. I believe this thing's going to be absolutely huge. Main reason is because nobody's talking about it. It seems like it's one of the newest chains that gets ignored, and at some point there's going to be a feeding frenzy on it. ICP is retracing a little bit. And so, these are just common volatilities you get. When I see coins that I like that are down, what do? I buy the dip. That's what I tend to do. I like to buy the dip, DCA in. I take my paychecks each month and I buy that dip as soon as I get that paycheck. That's what I do. Whether it's up, whether it's down, I just DCA. That's my strategy. Let me know what yours is in the comments down below. And it's gone pretty well for me. I don't trade too much. I swing trade a little bit. But anyway, so let's look at some of these. So I wanted to share some other data with you. A lot of people use CoinMarketCap. I like to use CoinGecko as well, because there's some really great metrics on here that I actually wanted to share with you guys today. So, looking at the overall market cap for crypto, obviously we are headed in the right direction. Is there a room for a sell-off? Yeah. I mean, historically, you're going to look and you're going to see some moments of volatility coming out of a bear market, moving back towards a bull market. Even in this last bull market, you saw a peak, a valley, and then a peak. There's going to be a lot of room for volatility. And so people getting a little more fearful today and a little less greedy is not a surprise to me at all. But what I do want to remind you guys of is this. I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a fantastic investment. One day, Bitcoin could be worth $1.5 million like Cathy Wood says, right? I mean, this is something that's certainly on the table. This could be possible. But what you need to know is that Bitcoin is losing dominance over time for a couple of reasons. One, for a while there, people weren't able to build on Bitcoin, right? Not really in any meaningful way. Now people are building on DeFi on Bitcoin for the first time. But it's a little clunky, to be honest with you. And I do think that it's going to be one of the biggest new things in this next bull cycle. I think it's going to be massive. People building on Bitcoin. I'm very bullish on it. We've talked about that here on the channel. But there are other chains coming up that are getting increasingly popular. Obviously, Ethereum, SOlana, there's so many others, XRP. I mean, you could look at so many different chains, so many different projects, and they're gaining market share in this crypto space versus Bitcoin. And so what data can you kind of pull out of it? What understanding can you pull out of this? It's one that we are very familiar with here, me and Black Sea on this channel, and some of you guys in the chat might be, but altcoins outperform Bitcoin because Bitcoin continuously loses dominance, guys. Another key here that you want to be aware of is DeFi market cap. DeFi market cap is actually going up very sharply right now. It has doubled since the beginning in the last, really, I guess in the last year. It's about doubled, which is pretty spectacular. Just kind of looking at the all-time chart, and you look back to 2016, 2018, there was $6 billion in DeFi. Well, now, guys, there's 10x that. And at the peak of the last bull market, there was 3 times more than we even have right now. Maybe two to three times more than we already have in there right now. At some point, all these chains that we talk about, Solana, Cronos, Cardano, you name it, guys, SEI, SWI, whatever they are, whatever you're looking at, there's going to be a lot more money flowing into this space, including into stacks, which is down right now. Probably a good entry, honestly, for stacks. Again, not financial advice, but this is very interesting. Another interesting metric that I want to share with you guys is the stablecoin market cap chart. Notice that the stablecoin tether is at all-time highs. Very interesting. USD, what is this? USDC is kind of rounding up. This is good to see. You want to see stable coins come up because that's people preparing to unload those dollars into crypto. The more stable coins, the more dollars are getting traded, the more volumes in the market. And so that's really good to see. And then this is an interesting chart on altcoin market caps. Altcoins got up to a $1.7-ish billion market cap in this last cycle versus the last one previously. You know what? I don't even know if these numbers are right. But as you can see, obviously, we're going to see some all-time highs. You see some partners here for this data. Love to see crypto.com up there. I'm a big crypto.com bull. Again, I do love it. But let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin. What do we got going on right now? So guys, we're looking like we're getting a little bit of a bounce, if I'm going to be honest with you. And so I've got two numbers that I wouldn't be surprised to see that I'm going to share with you right now. So first off, let me zoom out and you can clearly see this blue line. We look to be bouncing and playing off that level, but I'm going to zoom out a little bit for you guys and give you a little bit of a better look at this, okay? So there's a very key triangle that we were tracking on Bitcoin for a while, guys. And by the way, throw some questions in the comments down below. I love keeping these things interactive, guys. We're having a good time. Do a little Q&A later. We'll look at some altcoins later on. If you guys want to check something out, you just let me know in the comments down below. I see some HBAR fans and obviously Crow fans in the chat. But so here was a key triangle that, you're wondering, where do we go next? Well, there's a couple key things to look at. One, we were in this pattern for a while, bouncing off the top and bottom of this wedge. And what we were hoping for was this opening, right? Which is kind of our measured move to be the breakout, okay? And guys, it happened perfectly. Look at how predictable this really was. Look at how predictable this $49,000 spike really was, guys. You look at this wedge and you open this move. You look at the opening of this wedge and you just take that measured move. You could have predicted that, okay? But then what happens? Sell the news event, Bitcoin ETF. Sure, we get hyped up and it explodes upward, but then we crash back down. There's a chance, guys. There is a chance that these red candles, okay? There is a chance that these red candles right here, that is the extent of the sell the news event for now. Okay, no, that's it. That could be, it is possible that could be the end of the sell the news event. And here's why. Because this triangle was very vital, okay? And we're back in it. We're back in it. It's strange. It's strange. Look, I'm not the number one TA guy, okay? And so I'm not coming out here and making a trade on this, all right? But this looks pretty obvious to me. We have come back down into this channel, and we came back right down, back below 44,000, back below, the top of this triangle, 43.9, came down below and made a little bit of a, little big, low right here. But then we kind of crashed back down, made a higher low, which is good to see. But when you look at these candles, we are dancing above the bottom line on this wedge. And so we could hypothetically see, a $43,700 level again. If we break out back above it, we could shoot to 44, and then we can start eyeballing 47 and 49K again. Now, trading opens up tomorrow. It is a holiday, and so, guys, I think it's a little less volume maybe in the market today. But here's the thing about Bitcoin and crypto: volume can come out of nowhere. A lot of people like to say, the cash flow is low and they look at all these metrics. And there's a lot of metrics you can use with TA, but you have to be able to acknowledge, even if you're the most fancy TA guy, and I'm not, but I do understand this. Volume can come out of nowhere. It can. There's some obvious things that you can look at, like, short resistance, long support. Well, maybe this is support. Maybe you're long here. Maybe you're long 40 to 43.7, and then you're out at 43.7. That's a safe play if you are a trader, right? In my mind. But what happens if we break down? Well, then you could get wrecked, because if we break down out of this triangle, and we've teased it now we've teased breaking down out of this triangle. In fact, you could say maybe we even broke down out of this triangle a couple times, depending on where you want to draw your lines, right? It's everybody's are just slightly different. There's a chance that we come down to 40,000, and there is a chance that we come down to 38,000 or so. 38,000 or so would probably be my max sell-off region for Bitcoin in this short to midterm. I'm talking like in the next month. But The more likely scenario, guys, the more likely scenario that I'm looking out for, to be honest with you, is this having been the sell the news event, this sell-off we had right here, this big old, what do we get? We got that's a big retracement, guys. A 15% retracement from 49 down to where we came down to, 41.5. 15% retracement, that's big enough for a sell the news event in my book. What this could be is now we could be rallying back up off the bottom of this channel. And honestly, guys, we could make more highs. I wouldn't be surprised to see, guys. And by the way, 38K definitely on the table. I don't really care. I dollar cost average. If it goes down, that's great. I'm going to buy that dip. That'd be fantastic. I don't really care. But it is fun to speculate. You got to acknowledge this could be big resistance here. Next stop of resistance is probably at around 53,000. And then obviously the previous all-time highs are going to be really tough. When we get up to 60K, that could be a really difficult level. And, guys, I wouldn't be surprised to see us rally all the way up to 60K before, then maybe we get wrecked, right? So a couple other things to keep in mind, guys. Inflation was worse than expected in December. And so now people are starting to whisper. I'm seeing everybody start to talk about it. We talked about it immediately after those numbers came out in December, that the FOMC meeting is now coming up. There's fears that Federal Chair Jerome Powell may end up not being able to lower the rates or might have to keep them paused for now. And there's some fears even that he might have to raise the rates. In fact, let's do this, guys. Let's take a peek really quickly at the probability chart for the Fed rate hikes, because what could be happening is we could, let me pull this up, Fed rate hike probability. What could be happening is we could see a rally leading up to this and just to kind of now rally back after the sell the news event. But what is coming in 16 days and 1 hour is this. And right now there is a guess that, hey, we're probably going to hold the rates as is. We're going to stay with what the current is, 95% chance. There's a 4% chance that they lower the rates. And we're not seeing any kind of chance that they're going to raise it on this. I don't think they're going to raise it. These are usually pretty darn accurate, guys. But it is something where there are rumblings being made, okay? And if we pause it, next time, if all of a sudden we get some more poor inflation readings, then we might see Federal Chair raise the rates, which could cause more pain, possibly cause a little bit of a sell-off. And I've even seen arguments to say that once the Fed pivots and we start to lower rates, that brings us to a risk-off environment, is what I've heard some guys saying out there, and then maybe we get a sell-off there. The bottom line is there's a lot of speculation going on around the Fed, and so what we do have is an opportunity for more volatility coming. But what we might see in the meantime is a rally back up, and at some point, guys, what I want to make you guys aware of, at some point, I want you guys to understand that there is the opportunity to see as much as a 50% crash on the price of Bitcoin mid-bull cycle. Maybe that comes in the form of Bitcoin hitting $60,000, coming back down to $30,000, and then absolutely going parabolic later in the year 2024 into 2025. I see a lot more people increasingly now saying 2025 is going to be the parabolic year, right? 2024, 2025, both should be bullish. Let's see how long we go into 2025. But maybe that's how it plays out. Maybe we rally all the way up to 60,000, blow people's mind. Maybe we even break an all-time high briefly, and then we retrace back down to 40,000. Get a nice 40, 50% crash. What you need to know, what's the next move for Bitcoin? What you need to know is that all of this is on the table, guys. All of this is on the table. I was looking at some of these chains, guys, and I was looking at kind of some of the top chains out there and what's going on right now. And I filtered these by the cumulative volume. Okay, so a lot of people say that, and I'm pivoting pretty hard right here. I'm gonna kind of pivot here. So I'm gonna talk about Cronos really briefly. A lot of people are saying that Cronos is a dead chain, but remember, guys, we're not in a full-fledged bull cycle yet. I mean, we did just get a Spot Bitcoin ETF. We had a sell the news event. Again, I still think we're gonna have a lot of volatilities before we go absolutely parabolic. And so a lot of these chains that are new still haven't had their first burst of volume. Some of them have. And we've seen DeFi, you just saw a chart earlier in the video, having climbed up. TVL was going up. But a lot of people are saying Cronos is a dead chain. Well, let me just put that to rest. The cumulative volume on Cronos is in the top 15 of chains. Just look at it. Right there, 9.35 billion cumulative volume. So, look, guys, I mean, it's not a dead chain, all right? It gets fudded. I don't understand why Cronos gets fudded. You see large influencers coming out and talking about all the chains and just ignoring Cronos, which is currently ranked number 12. With 330 million locked up, a little lower than it was recently. It was up to 350, 370 recently. Still waiting to see a huge spike out of this. Solana's been moving up. Cardano got a pretty big push lately, kind of retraced a little bit. Avalanche was above $1 billion for a little bit, came down a little bit as well. But we're going to kind of watch these. A prediction I made recently was that Stacks, I got this new analogy I've been using for talking about all these different chains being islands in an ocean of cryptocurrencies, and people are building on these islands. People are building on Bitcoin. Stacks allows people to build. I'm investing in the infrastructure on Bitcoin by investing in Stacks and Stacks projects. I think this is going to be a top 10 thing. Again, a lot of this is new, guys, and we're going to see a lot of things change. Just a little warning to you guys, Celsius transferred $125 million of Ethereum to exchanges and FTX and Alameda are dumping right now. So maybe that was part of our sell-off recently, but not scared of any of that. I don't think that that's any tremendous amount of selling pressure. There's a lot of money in these markets now. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the significance of these ETFs surrounding some of the big holders out there like BlackRock real quick. Let me look at the chat real quick. Let me check in with the people in the chat. Brandon, good to see you. Kenneth, Crow on a discount. Good morning. Absolutely. BSS says taxes around the corner. That's the cash flow. There you go. Waldo says, how do you avoid wallet drains in DeFi? That's a great question, Waldo. Don't click on links. Do some research. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. I'm going to pin that message, and I'm gonna address that question later. And guys, if you have any other questions, please let me know. Good to see you, Oser. Aiden, good to see you. Asking, what are my profit-taking plans? All things that I want to go through for you guys. Let me get through some of these stories, and I'll circle back into the chat. So everybody out there, throw those questions ears into the chat for me, and we will check them out. I'll be right back. All right. I had to blow my nose, guys. I'm back. I didn't want to do that on camera because that's nasty. But here's something that you also have to understand. Why do I think that people probably thought, when I was just talking about Bitcoin, saying we could see all-time highs. We could see us go to 60,000 and crash down to 30,000. We could see all these things. We could just see an absolute explosion too, potentially. And here's why I'm still bullish, right? And I don't need to see the sell the news event be absolutely tragic, massive downside. It could be. We could go down to 38, which isn't really even tragic, but it's volatile. That's Bitcoin. Here's why I'm more bullish, though, besides the fact that we're bouncing off that trend line on that wedge that I share with you guys on Bitcoin. The BlackRock Bitcoin ETF is outperforming Bitcoin. BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager, and they're here. And this is very interesting, actually, too. And I don't know, I'm not super savvy on exactly how a Bitcoin ETF works, price performance and the price versus Bitcoin, because if you look at the price on this, it's not the same price as Bitcoin. It's different dollar amounts and it's different percentage gains. But what you need to know is the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF was at one point outperforming Bitcoin itself. And this is something that is possible, which is very, very interesting. But what you really need to know is that BlackRock is now holding 11,439 Bitcoin, about 500 million for their Spot Bitcoin ETF. And what you also need to understand is they're a top 15 holder. And there's only been a couple days of open market action for these ETFs. We're talking 2 or 3 days of open market action for their ETF, and they're a top 15 holder of Bitcoin. That's insane. What you also need to consider is all of these giant funds and all these asset managers right now. Just Google it. Go look at all their websites. And what are you going to see on the front page of all their websites? You're going to see them advertising their own Bitcoin ETF. That's what's going on right now. They're advertising for Bitcoin. And, you know, I was thinking about this. If you go watch and you're going online and you're watching your favorite YouTubers and, you know, like you're checking out a video here or there, you see people advertise for gold sometimes. You know, you see, I saw a Ben Shapiro video the other day that came up. It was a very popular topic. I looked into it, and anyway, I saw all of a sudden, boom, this guy's advertising for gold, all right? And I've seen, I think Joe Rogan's advertised for gold. You know, all these guys, they'll do ads. They'll do ExpressVPN. They'll do ads for gold. Well, what if one day these guys, like the largest influencers in the world, like Rogan and Shapiro and all these other guys out there and gals, are all of a sudden now getting paid by BlackRock to do ads and sponsored videos for take your matters into your own hand. If you want to do a hedge against the governments and inflation, well, then Bitcoin might be a great way for you. Go take a look at the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF. I could just hear the ads right now. I could hear the ads right now. This is brought to you by BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. Do you need a hedge against the governments and inflation? I'm already hearing the ads. That doesn't even exist yet, but that's coming, guys. That's coming. These ads, they're doing it on commercials. They're doing it on TV. They're releasing videos, but we haven't seen it pivot to the influencers yet, where it's everywhere you go, right? Eventually, guys, there's going to be so many people that are going to be getting into this. This is going to, now it's a regulatory green light, right? This can go mainstream now. We're going to see not only BlackRock become a top 10 Bitcoin holder, possibly a top 5 or top 3 Bitcoin holder, but we're going to see retail customers get into this space in an epic way for the first time, using their traditional finances, their 401ks, their Roth IRAs. They're going to be able to get into this space to get near direct exposure to Bitcoin using the Spot ETF. And let's just look at how this has changed, right? Let's just look at how this has changed. And please throw some questions in the comments down below, guys. If you like this content, by the way, the number one thing you can do to support our channel isn't even super chats, guys. It isn't even becoming a member. The number one thing you can do is to smash the like button. Subscribe if you like the content. Become a member if you guys want access to our private Discord. We got free links and all that. But the number one thing is smashing the like button. And you should like this. And so you should at least tap the like button for this story, because this is how we started versus where we're at today. You go back to October 13th of 2017, a while ago. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink calls Bitcoin index of money laundering. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? Well, now the largest asset manager in the world changed their mind, and now Larry Fink says Bitcoin ETFs are just the first step in the technological revolution of finance, which, by the way, leads me to being bullish on Stacks and Alex Labs, 2 coins I've been talking about, building on Bitcoin. But in general, building on blockchain technologies, Larry Fink does understand it, and he is advertising his ETF like crazy right now. And if the largest asset manager in the world is trying to make money, he's going to push the agenda. And eventually, the competitors are going to have to cave with him, because this is impossible. Vanguard deepens anti-crypto stance after disallowing spot Bitcoin ETF trading. They can't even do it. You're not even allowed to, if you have Vanguard, you're not even allowed to invest in these ETFs. I've got my retirement money in Vanguard. I'm moving it out. I might move it to Fidelity. I might move it to Robinhood. I don't know. And I'm probably going to put it in the spot Bitcoin ETF. Honestly, I'll probably put it in BlackRock's Spot Bitcoin ETF. Honestly, maybe even 100% of it. Not forever, but just for the bull market. Maybe we have a little more of a sell-off at some point. I might wait. I might not. I haven't made the moves yet, but I'm going to. I don't want to do business with Vanguard, and this was a big risk that they had. It's don't imprison me with my choices of how I can invest my money. And that's kind of what they're doing. Why would they not allow us to do it? It's kind of a similar story to when, BlackRock used to say that it's money laundering, it's all this. Vanguard feels the same way. Well, BlackRock flipped. I think at some point, Vanguard is going to flip too. Why would they not take business? If you could offer, if you're a coffee shop and you refuse to sell sugar cookies because you're a diabetic, well, what if you have customers that aren't? You can sell sugar cookies and make an extra $3 per customer. Sell the sugar cookies, you dummy. What is Vanguard doing? You're selling coffee. Sugar cookies go perfectly. Cinnamon rolls. Use whatever you want. Cake pops. I don't know. But a bakery with a coffee shop makes sense. And if you're anti-bakery, well, then you're anti-business and you're anti-money. We're rejecting business. No. We don't take your kind here. What? What are you doing, Vanguard? This is a terrible mistake. ARK CEO, Cathy Wood, believes that it's a terrible mistake. She is one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin as well, and so I'm not surprised. But guys, this is the game. The biggest threat to crypto is regulation. That is a fact, all right? The biggest threat to crypto is regulation. Recently, we saw GameStop confirms plans to shut down NFT marketplace. Who is even using this? GameStop. They did this for marketing purposes, likely. But over regulatory concerns. And guys, there are legitimate reasons. One, Senator Elizabeth Warren to be concerned about regulation. There are anti-crypto politicians out there. But let's just laugh in Elizabeth Warren's face together and enjoy it. And crush the like button if you hate Elizabeth Warren. There you go. And I do, not because of, Democrat-Republican politics, which I don't like to get into on this channel, but because of her position on Bitcoin. Because of her position on Bitcoin specifically, and also how friendly she is with the banks. I don't like that either. And she says that she fights the banks, but she's a liar, and she doesn't fight the banks. She's bought and paid for by the banks. There's proof to go into that I'm not going to share with you on this channel, but, let's look at her position on Bitcoin here. She tweeted this out, and I commented on it a while ago. The SEC Gov is wrong on the law and wrong on the policy with respect to the Bitcoin ETF decision. If the SEC is going to let crypto burrow even deeper into our financial system, then it's more urgent than ever that crypto follow basic anti-money laundering rules. People are doing way more money laundering with savvy business tactics and cash than they are with crypto. To the elderly folks in Congress and Senate and banks that say that money laundering is crypto is only for illicit activities, get your head out of the gutter and hold the traditional financial system accountable. Because what we're doing with campaign finance donations from the oil companies, from the gas companies, from the drug companies, from the tobacco companies, from the gun companies, from the big banks, from all these different entities, from the people that produce sugar and stock the shelves in your grocery store, all the money that funds these people's elections, that's not a problem. Even if it gives us diabetes, even if it causes autism in your children from these drugs that they're putting in X, Y, and Z, or whatever it might be, which there's scientific studies on this, guys. This is America. The politicians are bought and paid for. But do we see Senator Elizabeth Warren standing up for, money laundering rules and illicit campaign finance? No, because she doesn't actually care about what's good for you. She cares about what's good for her donors. That's what she cares about. And what does she want to do? She wants to protect the traditional financial system, our financial system. When she says the word "our" next to the words financial system, she's talking about Jamie Dimon, Gary Gesler, all the other politicians, the banks, Goldman Sachs, all these big boys, even BlackRock to some extent. But BlackRock's, hey, they're pro-crypto now. Careful, But anyway, she's talking about protecting the status quo. Protecting the 1% is really what she's talking about, disguised as protecting you and me. Just let me buy what I want to buy. Look, if I want to risk my money in crypto, that's fine. I should have the ability to do that. And the fact of the matter is this: with this tweet she put out, she was wrong, and Twitter fact checked her, right? So community notes are great on Twitter here. On X, there are already robust laws to prevent crypto money laundering. U.S. agencies such as FinCEN, SEC, CFTC have enforced anti-money laundering, AML compliance sanctions, adherence to tax transaction monitoring. States like New York also contribute to AML efforts. Guys, Binance is going to, CEO of Binance is going to go to jail for these problems. And so what is she complaining? She's just pushing her agenda. She's a liar. And she is a crony. Senator Elizabeth Warren, ladies and gentlemen. Another reason I'm kind of bullish right now that I want to share with you guys is good morning, GD. Good to see you. ML Bowman. Good to see you guys in the chat. For those of you guys joining us, if you're just joining us right now, smash the like button because Bitcoin is trendy again. All right, here we go. Now, this is Bitcoin over the last 5 years. All right, Ron Wilson, I see you in the chat, saying, Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas probably owns 500 to 1,000 BTC or yeah, I bet you she does because we've seen so many times again and again. Mark Cuban says, I'd rather buy bananas than Bitcoin. What happened? He had Bitcoin the entire time. Kevin O'Leary came out and said, oh yeah, I wouldn't buy Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden he's a big investor in FTX and in Bitcoin. You see Jamie Dimon currently saying that it's money laundering and drug trafficking, while JP Morgan is an active participant in the Bitcoin Spot ETF. You previously saw Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, saying that it is a money laundering thing. And now all of a sudden he launches his own ETF. It's an obvious trend. They say one thing and they're doing another, right? Why? So they can buy more than you and accumulate and keep you suppressed on your ability to buy, keep you panicked out of the market so that you can't get exposure and that you can't break free. They do not want you to gain generational wealth. They want you to remain a sheep so that you can continue to work your job, continue to have the ants on the anthill to keep this society running. And so we got to have, people on the ground floor working hard. So we got to figure out a way to oppress the sheep. Well, how can we do that? We can fool them with fake news and, our own agenda. That's exactly what these big entities do. So don't fall for it. Don't fall for the mainstream media FUD. Don't fall for these billionaires that tell you one thing and are really doing another. Don't fall for it, guys, because just look at the trend. We see moments in Bitcoin's history where we have spikes in search terms. And so this is Google Trends, a fantastic thing to consider, guys. And just look at Google's search results over the last 5 years. This is in the US. It's been hot lately. And we could see continued momentum. It seems to be retracing a little bit. Now the hype is dying down from the Bitcoin Spot ETF. But we're looking for a breakout in this chart because when we're in a full-fledged bull market, we're going to dwarf these search results from back in 2021. We're going to dwarf them again, and we're going to see that at some point. Let's just look over the past 12 months and see that we are up. We are way up. We are breaking out. We are getting ready for a bull market. If you look across the globe, it is also showing a similar trend, a very similar trend. If you look over the last, let's go from 2004, I guess, to present, we are breaking out, guys, worldwide. Look at this. Bitcoin breaking out worldwide. I wonder what these notes are. An improvement. Okay. Data. But we're starting to break out again. We are probably going to see a time where we're going to get more search results than this. It's shocking to see that this didn't actually get higher in 2022. But inevitably, guys, keep an eye on this. This is an interesting thing to see. We're seeing a trend in the right direction. We're moving towards a bull market. It's an obvious trend that we've been talking about, which is why we started this channel. Just look at the history, guys. We're waiting on a halving. Again, we can see moments where we get 50, 40% retracements for Bitcoin. But in the meantime, it really does look like we're bouncing, guys. It really looks like we're bouncing. I'm going to go back to the Bitcoin chart. Let's see where we're at right now. And I think we even got even more moves up here since we started this stream. We're moving up even more, which is great. And we're bouncing. We are bouncing off this beautiful triangle. I had this, you could see the top of the triangle and the bottom of the triangle. We are bouncing off the bottom of this wedge. We broke through, tested again, rejected, and now we're bouncing beautifully off of it and moving back up, guys. I do think, we're going to at least look at maybe like 43.9, could we, or 43.7. Could we maybe stop short of that? Possibly. Who knows, guys? But in the short term, BlackRock now has the 15th biggest Bitcoin wallet in existence, and I don't think that they're going to stop until they're in the top 5. And I don't think they're going to stop. They've launched it. They want in. They're promoting it. It's on all these large asset managers' website. It's kind of inevitable at this point. It's kind of inevitable because, guys, the halving for Bitcoin is 93 days away. 93 days until the Bitcoin halving, and we begin a parabolic ascent. I also have been calling out that we do see new data being added to different places to track some crypto metrics like CoinGlass, BRC20 tokens, ARC20 tokens, atomic Bitcoin tokens built on the individual Satoshis on Bitcoin. People are building more and more into this space. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. Let's look at some of the Bitcoin percentage returns right now to just kind of see where we're at. Right now, we are barely green on January, 0.33% so far, and we are halfway through January. We have an FOMC meeting later this month. That's going to cause some more volatility. Let's do a little bit of a Q&A, guys. Let's do a little bit of a Q&A. If you guys are just joining us, welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. See how we're doing. Okay, so Waldo asked me in the chat, what's up, Kip? How do you avoid wallet drains in DeFi? Well, if you guys aren't familiar with using DeFi, you got some learning to do because I'll tell you, DeFi is an important tool. But if you're using it, you want to make sure that you're not connecting your wallet to a wallet drainer. Back in the day, during this bear market, we saw BitBoy Crypto, a.k.a. Ben Armstrong, and really all he is Ben Armstrong now because of all the chaos that happened, launched this Bencoin project, and at one point his Twitter got hacked and somebody posted a link and it said go claim this for this Bencoin giveaway and it's only available right now, or he said he was going to launch a new token, and so go do this transaction. And so if you went and you clicked on that link and you did that transaction, well, then you would have gotten wallet drained. And unfortunately that happened to some people in that Bencoin community, and that token is basically on death's doorstep. Who knows, maybe it comes back, maybe it doesn't. We talked about it. I said, if you're buying this token, it is gambling. Who knows? I had a reason for it to be bullish, but, then a bunch of chaos ensued for Ben Armstrong, and who knows what the future of that project is at this point. But if you want to avoid things like that, then just here's the rule, guys. If you see something that's so exciting, okay? Excuse me. So exciting that there's like free money, or, this transaction that people want you to approve for whatever reason, or somebody's DMing you, sending you links. You need to double, triple check that person, that account, make sure that account wasn't compromised. All these different, you have to check, make sure the account wasn't compromised before you click on that link. You have to make sure that the link isn't a scam link before you click on it. You have to do as much research as you can, and you're never going to know 100%, but the best thing you can do is just avoid clicking links. And also smashing the like button can usually help you avoiding scams in DeFi, because then more people find out about the channel, and then we can help people look for those red flags and avoid those rugs, because there are a lot of rugs. There's a lot of scammers out there. How do you avoid wallet drains in DeFi? Be careful what links you're clicking. Don't click links. As long as you don't approve a transaction to a scam, then you're not going to get scammed. You have the power. You drive the wheel, guys. Don't get scammed. All right? Also, yeah, there are ads as well on YouTube these days where you see the founder of Solana come out. You see Brian Armstrong doing them, and these are AI versions of them. You see all these CEOs doing these AI ads, and they're fake, saying, send me a Bitcoin and I'll send you 2 back or whatever. Those are all scams, guys. Don't do any of that, okay? Waldo's then asking, so you have to connect your wallet and do a transaction? Yeah, pretty much. You pretty much got to do that. Just keep your wallet address private. When you see all these things on Twitter, guys, that say, like, post your wallet address below, and then, I got something waiting for you. Just don't even do that, because then they're going to track you, and then they can target you, and just don't do it. Just don't do it. Aiden wants to know what my profit-taking plan is. My profit-taking plan is I'm going to... First, I'll take profit on my first $1 billion. No, I'm just kidding. The profit-taking plan is relatively straightforward because, first of all, I can guarantee you this. The Bitcoin halving isn't coming for 100 days. And so I'm not going to take any profit until then. I mean, I take profit on some of my swing trades and things like this. And sometimes I do little shuffles and I say, like Alex Labs, for example, is a $170 million market cap token I got quite a bit in. I might shuffle some of that aside and invest it in stacks just because I'm trying to kind of diversify. That's a different story. But I think you're talking about, when do I sell out of the market? When do I leave crypto? Well, when do you leave the party? And by the way, guys, if some of you guys are triggered by me saying, you know, what, he's going to sell all his crypto, he's going to leave crypto, I'm never going to stop the channel. We're going to continue to talk about crypto, and we're going to talk about entries and exits. But there's going to become a point in this market where if I'm not out 95%, I'm going to be out 100%. All right, I'm going to sell it all, change my life, and then buy at the bottom of the next bear market. Well, when are we expected to really have some profit-taking opportunities? I'm probably going to take my first bit of profit likely around the Christmas before 2025, okay? Probably end of 2024, after the halving, after we have a bullish year. We're going to have a rally likely leading into the presidential election. So as we get towards November and December of 2024, I think that's going to be a great first time frame to consider taking profits. How much profit am I going to take? Well, I'm going to tell you, for me, I'm just going to take enough profit at that point in time to buy a new car, to get all these other extra things that I need to do in my life that I want to pay for, just enough to do some smaller things that'll really change my life. Because right now I'm a stickler for saving, DCA hodling. We've got a budget. We're very strict. We have almost no cash at any moment, just enough to live, just enough to pay the rent, to pay the bills, because we like to invest. We're saving up a little bit of cash, but we're very strict on making sure we're getting enough money into this market. We're being very, very frugal right now. And so we're waiting on a couple things, even like a bed frame right now. We're waiting on right now because I want to put money into this market. Why would I buy $500 bed frame right now when in 6 months, if I had just put that $500 into, let's say, stacks, it could be worth $2,000. I don't want to buy a $500 thing right now, right before a bull market begins. And I believe that bull market's coming soon. Again, the halving is coming very soon, guys. And so what I'll do is take my first set of profits probably around the winter and fall of 2024. And then I think we're still going to have a parabolic bull market through 2025. And then so each month, maybe I'll take, I don't know, $5,000 off the table just for fun. And then when it's time to take a big bag, I'll be taking a big bag off. But you kind of, as we start getting parabolic, that's when you want to start shuffling money to the side. And we haven't even begun the parabolic ascent yet. So we're ways away. But great question. Thank you for the question. Any other questions out there? Let's see what we got. Okay. Gerardo Romero, didn't think of you as a conspiracy theorist. Then again, no surprise. Talking to me? Conspiracy theorist? I don't know what the conspiracy is that I went through. Waldo Crypto says, I got airdropped the new Gus token at Alex posted today. Oh, cool. Cool. I probably did too then. So I was just curious. Well, I'll tell you this, Alex Labs, and so great. Alex Labs, what is Alex Labs? Is the first decentralized exchange built on stacks on top of Bitcoin. And if you own some Alex tokens, you get some free airdrops. Looking for airdrops? Well, Alex Labs is giving some airdrops. I'm not sponsored by them, but I do own a massive bag of Alex tokens. So I am biased. But also, I'm investing in building on Bitcoin. I'm investing in the new Bitcoin infrastructure that's being built. There was another one that was actually airdropped to people on the Alex platform called Leo, which is like a cat meme. It's worth like $20 for me. I don't know, guys. Just be careful with those. For now, let them sit with these airdrops. Just let them sit there. They're not going to harm you. Just let them sit there. Don't do anything until these are either legitimized or not. If you want to sell it, I don't think there's any harm in selling it. But, I don't know. I'm just going to hold them because you never know. You never know. ML Ballman's asking if I bought Chic. It's been up and up. No, I didn't buy any of the Chic. I know we talked about it, but I just didn't have any extra cash. And right now I'm locked in my positions. I'm waiting for my next paycheck. Thoughts on XAI coin? No thoughts on it, but let's check it out. Why not? Let's do a little Q&A, have some fun, check out some charts. Hope everybody's doing well today. Anybody get snow out there? Did everybody have a good weekend? How's life, y'all? Let me know. Sending the love your way, guys. Sending the love your way. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys out there. XAI. Let's see. All right, so $306 million market cap. We're just looking at altcoins, guys, kind of shopping around, seeing what's going on. Reject additional cookies. $300 million market cap, ranked number 156. Low market cap. It's on Binance. All right, so it's on Binance. Could have some other ones coming down the road. We'll see. Maybe some more exchange listings on the future, but what is it? It was developed to enable real economies and open trade in the next generation of video games. XAI, potentially billions of traditional gamers own and trade value in-game items. So it's gaming play. Maybe. Oh, is it on Arbitrum? It's built on Arbitrum, eh? They do have a lot of followers. Run a node. Got an Apple icon there. Interesting. You could run a node. I like a roadmap. Century node launch. So they're going to launch nodes. That might be a nice like rally event. It could also be the buy the rumor sell the news event leading up to that node. They're launching their mainnet in January. DEX partners in February. Staking. Well, they do have a good roadmap. I mean, the roadmap's impressive. If they stick to the roadmap, well, then who knows? Who knows? The thing is, and the truth is, guys, there's so many good projects out there. There are thousands of good projects, and there's also thousands of scams. This is up 62% over the last month. Probably hype leading up to that node launch that they're going to do. That would be my guess, but who knows? Who knows? Brandy Lion got some snow. Beautiful, beautiful. Where are you at, Brandy Lion? We got some snow as well. I'm in the Midwest. That's all I'll give you. Did you ever look at Ronin? I looked at Ronin, but not in depth. Not in depth yet. Carlito wants to know, is minted a good play? It could be if the Cronos NFT marketplace does explode. It's a low market cap coin. It could have some good upside. We'll see. See what else we got going on out there. Yosemite. Wow. Snow and -9. Jeez. Winter's upon us, y'all. Winter's upon us. Aiden says, I like the frugal thing. I've been doing the same thing. That's the way to be, guys. If you do not have a budget, then you need one. All right. That is financial advice. Everybody should have a budget. It's the only piece of financial advice I'll give you on this channel. Because it's not on a speculative asset. It's just save your money, guys. Budget. Don't go don't go buy Starbucks coffee every single day if you can't afford it. Look, if you're a millionaire, go buy your coffee. I don't care. If you're doing that, fine. But guys, do you need to go pay 10 times more for your coffee than if you bought a pot of coffee and you made it at home? No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that at all. Bitcoin's moving up still. Wow. Yeah, we're getting a nice move for Bitcoin, actually. We're finding our way up a little bit here for Bitcoin. Decent to see a bounce off the bottom of this channel, guys. That's kind of what our predictions have been pretty good here, guys. I've had I'm not a great TA guy, but I'll tell you, just key resistances are pretty simple to watch. Maybe I should trade. I don't know. Maybe I should trade. I don't know. Yeah, I thought so. So wait, you literally live in a national park, Brandon Lyon? Is that what you're telling me? Like, how do you? So Brandon Lyon, you're a trash man. His name is Brandon. We have a trash man from a national park. Have you had a close encounter with a grizzly or a wolf while you're doing some trash? Do you think Velo is any good? I don't know much about Velo. It's a good question. We could check it out. I don't know anything about it. Black Bears Weekly. That's insane. What crow resistance level should we watch? Great question. We'll look at that, Aiden. Thanks for the comment. Where do you see the FTM? Where do you see FTM this market top? Is that a token? Phantom. That's Phantom, I think, maybe. Yeah. Hold on. Let me look at Velo real quick. Well, Velo is way down. What the heck is Velo? BNB Smart Chain. It's a Binance project. A federated credit exchange network. This network is part of a Velo protocol. To do this video, issue digital credits via smart contract. I mean, it's a very low market cap coin. I don't know. I bet you there's a lot of competitors in this. Maybe. Doesn't tickle me. Doesn't tickle me too much. I don't really understand it. I don't really love what I don't understand. And I also want to be honest with you guys on that. I don't really understand it. So, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. I mean, I get it, right? You can borrow credit. Okay. But, I mean, there's 1,000 ways I could kind of do that, right? Not trying to FUD the bags, GD, but, Okay. That's enough of that. Let's check out Crow for you. Bitcoin's moving on up. Wow, look at it go. Dude. Bitcoin's blasting off, bro. Look at it. We're getting a really nice move right now. That's it, guys. We got that live stream pump. It's beautiful. Bah. That's good. Oh, I like that sheep. Aiden, we just got a new thing? Did we just invent the new thing? Bah. If I don't like a project, it's sheep, all right? If I reject a project, you throw those sheep in the chat, all right? Let's look at Crow. How are we feeling about Crow? Oh, no, we're seeing a new red candle versus BTC. Bah. No, I can't keep doing this. No, I mean, we're all right. Crow versus BTC, who cares? Eventually, guys, Crow versus BTC, you will care because eventually I believe we're going to hit a bottom for Crow versus BTC. And then we're going to get 1,000% rally of Crow versus Bitcoin. And then all those people that flooded Crow coin are going to hate themselves and we're going to laugh and it's going to be a great time. Yeah, we're just like, look at how beautiful this 8.7 cent level is. I mean, that's where we're at right now, Aiden. So you want to look at these. Benny Blue Eyes in the chat. Good to see you, Benny. Hit those likes, Crow fam, and sub. Absolutely. Nothing helps the channel more than if you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. So I'm going to pin that message. It is the number one thing you can do to support us. So thank you. Bah. Yeah. Okay. So, Crow coin. Bah. Oh boy, man, I gotta stop. We are looking for this bounce here. Could get it. Bitcoin is above 43. That's good to see. So as Bitcoin is making its move up, ETH is breaking out a little bit here as well, which is good to see on our new weekly candle. The new weekly candle has printed up. That's nice to see, actually. We're right now kind of forming a new little bullish outlook, guys. This really could be a decent week for us, potentially. Again, if Bitcoin does its little slip, we could have a little problem. But Crow coin, look, we need to break above, let's just say, I mean, realistically, let's break above that. Let's break above that and then we'll talk. All right. So our target is a nice 22% gain away. I don't have a new pattern for you on this. I mean, kind of like Bitcoin, it broke out of its triangle, came back down below. Crow came out of its triangle. We were anticipating a measured move, right? And since technically we broke down, you could see, guys, and I just have to acknowledge it. Technically, since we broke down, we could see as much of a measured move down to this, 6.8 cent level. And so it's on the table. It'd be tragic. It'd be horrible. Could it happen? Yes. But if Bitcoin keeps rallying, well, then we could be in pretty decent shape, guys. We could be in pretty decent shape. Bitcoin's moving, guys. It's hustling right now. Look at this thing go. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to skip that ad for you guys again. David Betts, good to see you. If we pull back more, I'm DCing in my favorite projects, and that's a good move to do. Pump to 226 is area 226. 226 what? And then maybe back to 100, then back down for Brandywine. Are you in this? Are you in a trade? Brandywine, give us a little trade update. I know you're a trader out there. You're the only trader that's actively talking about it in the chat. So give us a little lesson here. What's the trade? Did you open along? Where's your close? What are you doing? Bitcoin's moving right now. Look at this, guys. This is a great move. What a great move. Look at the start. And so what's crazy too is like this is the start of a weekly candle. We don't even have like a lower wick on this weekly candle. It's a big move. Wow. We're going to rally right now, folks. We're pumping. Oh, no, we're crashing. Oh, no. Oh, we're crashing. Bah. It's going to be all right. No. We're not crashing, folks, but we are pumping. This is great. What a great 15-minute candle. Wow, that's a huge 15-minute candle, guys. That's a 1% 15-minute candle. It's a big candle right there. Again, what do? You long support, folks. You long support. Pretty straightforward. Aiden asks, Kip, how much of your crow bag do you stake? I stake close to 90% of my bag, and what? I stake it all. I'm staking it all. I'm staking all my crow. All my crow. I'm staking all my crow. Every last penny. You're going to be shorting soon? Whoa. You're going to be short. What's your short position? Are you going to short it right now? Or are you going to wait? Are we waiting up at like 43.8 or something? Posted your video to Twitter? Hey, David, thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's get some more folks in the chat, guys. Fibonacci levels. Benny Blue Eyes, I'm just going to come out and just be transparent with y'all. I don't understand Fibonacci levels. Never looked into them. Don't really like them. They're not perfect. I just like kind of key volume areas where we see. I just look for spots where we're testing a lot. Again, if we're rejecting or hitting support many, many times, those are the levels I use. I'm not too familiar with Fibonacci's, to be honest with you guys, which is part of the reason, again, I'm not a trader. I'm not a huge TA guy. I just look at basic technical levels, and not even technicals, basic key levels that seem to be big. If you're looking for a channel that's super focused on trading, then you aren't necessarily in the right place. It's good to get some context as to the news, but you're here for news, guys. You are here for some longer-term predictions, mid-term predictions. We have hit some of these predictions on the short-term plays pretty well, but it's not our focus. We're more the hodlers. That's just kind of the way that we're playing the game. But yeah. Brandy, I'd be curious. When are you short? I'm just kind of curious. Long at 67% 100x on a Fibonacci at the 67% Fibonacci. See, I don't even know what that means. David Betts says, crypto, we can't measure about anything. Everything is contrary to what we think. Absolutely. The opposite is usually true of what you're wanting to see. So that's crypto. Welcome. All right, guys. This was a fantastic stream. We are rallying right now, getting a nice move on Bitcoin. I'm going to go relax, I guess, enjoy my extra weekend. Today's a little weekend for me. We're getting a little pump out of Bitcoin, I guess. But maybe let's hang out, I guess, to see. Maybe we break this. If we can break out here, that'd be spectacular. You think we're going to break through that point? No, my short is 69% up at. See, I don't even know what Brandy's saying in the chat, to be honest with you. Right now, Bitcoin is trying to break through. I'll tell you, I'm not a TA guy, but I think that we could probably see upwards of 43.8 today. Maybe something like that. Maybe touch the top of this channel again, break through this little green line. Let's see what we got going on right now. Look at this. We are absolutely explosive right now. I mean, this is actually crazy. Great to see. Finally, the recovery. Almost the contrary move to this right here. Yeah. Great. Pumping. We're pumping. I don't know why I'm a sheep now. All right. I got to cool with the sheep thing, but I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. All right, guys. That's it. I'm trying to make Bitcoin bullish. We're just watching the chart now. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. You know, BlackRock is going to continue to accumulate crypto, and if you're here, you're early, all right? If you are here, you are early, and you're ready for a bull market, likely. So wait, Brandy, did you just open a short and close a short? You're playing like on the second to minutes time frames? Jeez, man, $1,400 profit. That's unbelievable. So this guy is taking out trash in Yosemite, battling black bears, and making $1,400 profit in 10 seconds in the meantime. I love it. Glad to have you as a member on the channel. By the way, if you guys want to become a member, just like Benny Blue Eyes, Ron Wilson, Brandy Lion, everybody out in the chat with those green emojis and gold coins next to their name, you can become a member on this channel for pretty low amount of money. It's like $5 you become a member. Show them what you get with the emojis, guys. You also get access to our private Discord where we're just starting a community where we'll talk about some of the moves that we're making. We're not making a lot of moves right now, me and Black Sea, but when we do, we want to make you guys aware of them. So check it out. And, you know, it's a lot of fun building that community with you guys. So if you want to support the channel, smashing the like button's great. Becoming a member to the channel is fantastic. Typically, we see some gifted memberships on this channel every once in a while. Didn't see any gifted memberships today, but that's okay. We got about like 70 members right now, and so everybody that's a member does have access to our private Discord. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a pullback a little bit potentially. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But I do think that today we might even see this, you know, 43.8 level. Let's see how it plays out, guys. All right. Well, that's Brandon's a true G-Gen. We got D-Gens in the chat. I love it, guys. I love it. Be careful, guys. Be safe. Look at the long-term trend. Bitcoin's going to keep going up, guys. I'm bullish. I think there's good reason for it, and I laid it out for you guys in this video, all right? That's all I got for you in this one. Carlito, Benny, Brandon, Ron Wilson, Psycho Pearl, Daniel, Aiden, David, everybody, thanks for joining us, y'all. Appreciate it. I love each and every single one of you. Have a wonderful day. If you have the holiday today, enjoy your day off. If you're working, keep that grind on. Keep it real, guys. Keep making money. DCA, HODL. And, of course, we will see you in the next one. By the way, guys, if you do want some free money, you can get so when you sign up for Femex. If you do want to leverage trade like Brandon in the chat, you can sign up for Femex using our link in the description down below, and there's some free money for you there. Make sure you check it out if you haven't done so already. That's all I got, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace, y'all.